Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. I have a question today, which is from Adele from Perth, and she's asked me about adaptogens. She said, I'm hearing a lot about adaptogens and I want to know what they are. What do they do? Never heard of them before until recently. So Adele, thanks so much for that question. Adaptogens are actually awesome. And it's really interesting to me. I worked, as you probably know, as a registered nurse for about 10 years, and I was also in the pharmaceutical industry for about 16 years. And I had never heard of an adaptogen before I studied herbal medicine when I was studying naturopathy, which I thought was kind of weird because they are kind of awesome. I kind of refer to them as the herbal superheroes, and they can become your best friends in times of stress, definitely for perimenopause and the additional stress that often women are under during that time. So I love this question because I love raising awareness about adaptogens. I have adaptogens pretty much every day personally because, of course, they're in my Energy Glow NR supplement. And oh my gosh, they are just the best. I think the first time that I actually had an experience of adaptogens was in a herbal medicine class, and it was during, I think it was towards the end of our trimester, and we were all absolutely starved. It was just before exams were starting, so we were all under a lot of stress, lots of study, just really dragging ourselves around. And our lecturer just, I think, took one look at us and just went, okay, we're going up to the herbal lab. And we went up to the dispensary and we had some Siberian ginseng. And I'd never had it before. And it was honestly life-changing. So we went from being, well, certainly I can only speak to myself, went from being flat, uninterested, no focus and concentration, having this little bit of Siberian ginseng, and I suddenly probably took about 15, 20 minutes, but felt energized but without being stimulated. This is what was interesting. It was not like having a cup of coffee. It was an awareness of just being focused, having energy, being able to concentrate during the class, and actually feeling really, really good. And what I love about that is there's no kind of backfire that then you can't sleep that night. Adaptogens are really awesome. So I'm really excited to talk about them today briefly, but I may do a longer podcast on it if you want that. So please let me know. You can message through the podcast app if you're on Spotify, or hit me up on Instagram at Susie Garden Wellness. So firstly, I guess, what are adaptogens? Adaptogens are really specific to herbal medicine, which I love. So they're a class of herbs and plants, I guess, known for their ability to help the body adapt to the environment around you, so your stressors, and to help maintain balance. These, honestly, they're amazing. They've been used for centuries in traditional medicine systems, such as Western herbal medicine, which is where naturopathy comes from. That's the style of herbal medicine that I practice. Ayurvedic medicine has adaptogens. Traditional Chinese medicine has adaptogens. And they work by supporting the body's stress response system. They regulate hormone levels and promote overall well-being. They're amazing. So I wanted to talk today about, because, you know, we talk a lot about perimenopause and menopause on the podcast, and I wanted to talk about adaptogens specifically in perimenopause. So how can they help? specifically during perimenopause. And there are a number of ways that these little herbal superstars can support you during peri and menopause, actually. And really, anytime you've got a lot of stress going on. Great for students, great for busy lives, busy jobs. They're really incredible. So let's start with something really specific for peri and menopause, I guess, is hormone balance. Adaptogens, such as you may have heard of an adaptogen called ashwagandha. I see it called ashwagandha everywhere, but in Australia we actually call it withania. And it's been traditionally used to support hormone balance in women for centuries. Adaptogens like withania can help regulate estrogen levels. They can reduce the intensity of hormonal fluctuations and alleviate symptoms such as hot flushes and mood swings, which is awesome, of course. Adaptogens also help with energy and vitality. Perimenopause often brings feelings of fatigue, tiredness, reduced energy, and adaptogens such as astragalus and Siberian ginseng can provide a natural energy boost. Siberian ginseng was what I just mentioned that I had a number of years ago now. And it helps to combat fatigue and improves overall vitality. And it really helped me, I've got to say. And I think it helps me every day because Siberian ginseng and astragalus are both in Energy Glow NR, as is withania actually, or ashwagandha. So stress relief, of course, as I talked about, stress can worsen perimenopause symptoms and therefore disrupt hormone balance. And adaptogens like holy basil, you may have heard of, may not, astragalus, rhodiola is another one, are renowned for their stress-reducing properties that help you stay calm, centered, focused during any sort of emotionally challenging time. So it's if you see any sort of stress formula in a health food store or a pharmacy or online, any sort of stress formula will probably have ashwagandha in it or withania in it if it's Australian, or rhodiola or holy basil in particular. In terms of cognitive function, that's the other thing. A lot of people complain, I have talked about on the podcast before, brain fog. Brain fog, memory is the other one, focus and concentration. We know perimenopause can affect all of these things. And adaptogens such as ginkgo, so ginkgo biloba, bacopa is another one, may enhance mental clarity, focus, and memory. And I do have ginkgo in Energy Glow NR as well. So these herbs, what I love about using herbal medicines is even though they have I'm talking today about them in the context of being adaptogens and helping with stress and energy and focus and concentration, a lot of these herbs have dual abilities, dual actions. That's the word I'm looking for, dual actions. So you're not just getting that benefit. There are other things that these herbs do depending on the herb. And this is what I love about herbal medicine, is that it is so rich in what it can do for the individual. So yeah, that's really important to remember. You're not just getting, for example, astragalus is also really good for immune modulation, which is why I included it in Energy Glow NR. So you're getting not only the good stress management properties, the adaptogenic properties, but also this immune modulation. And most of these herbal medicines will have a dual action. So now that you know how adaptogens can be beneficial, how do you actually take them? The majority of time people will take them, if you want to take them regularly, is in the dried herb form, so in a capsule or a tablet. But in times of really heightened stress, you could go to and see a naturopath or a herbalist and get the liquid form of those herbs as well. What I love about using liquid herbs is that that formula can be specifically tailored to whatever it is that you need. So you may have stress, but you may have other things going on as well that you want to have addressed, and that can be put in the herbal formula. So that is the beauty of the liquid herbs, is that they can be tailored so beautifully. However, for convenience, tablets, and also I've got to admit, even as a herbalist, I struggle to take herbs myself because of the taste. Most of them do taste pretty bad. However, there are little tips and tricks that your local naturopath can help you with to make them a little bit more easy to take. Now, the thing is with adaptogens, as I mentioned to you, when I had Siberian ginseng, I found it worked pretty much immediately, probably within 15 minutes. Some adaptogens will take longer. That's why it's often good to have a couple of different adaptogens in your, whether you're taking a tablet or a liquid, a couple of different ones, because they will work on slightly different pathways and may give you, some may give you a faster result than others. So you may need to take it for a few days, a few weeks to really get the full effect of it. So give your body some time to adjust and respond to these herbal medicines. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that today. I like these Q&A eps to be a bit shorter and a bit punchier. So I hope that's been helpful. Please let me know if there are other aspects of herbal medicine you would like me to talk about. I love all this stuff. It's just so cool. So please just message me. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.